Yes, please.
Hi all, welcome to PegaGang. This is James, and today I'm here to instruct you on what is Pega, how we are making use of this technology to crush complexity, and how we are making use of Pega as a technology to solve business problems. I have total 8 years of IT experience. Out of that, 5 years I have been working in Pega. I'm a certified senior system architect and pursuing lead architect goals. So let's start with the beginning, the ab initio course for Pega. It starts with getting certified as a system architect in Pega. This is the first staircase step, and it goes up to senior system architect, and then the final journey completes at lead system architect. So that's where you get to know all of the things how to configure and achieve using Pega as a technology as a framework. Lot of buzzwords are there in the market about Pega. It is a tool, it is easy, it is low code. I would like to just say that rather than going with the buzzword of the market, we shall visit pega.com and read about it. What is Pega? It is not a tool, and it is not low code, but yes, the goal is to make it low code app so that the developer doesn't need to spend a lot of time and energy in learning the software itself. Rather, he or she should focus his energy on solving the business problem using a software as a mechanism or a methodology. So like we spend a lot of time learning C, Java, and other hard bound programming languages to solve complex problems of the business via software. A major chunk of time is spent in learning the software itself and then practicing and then maturing and then making use of it. So apart from that, Pega came up with model driven uh, architecture, which would lead to understanding of the software or understanding of the technology easier, and the focus should only be on business. Apart from the hierarchy of the certifications which I spoke about, like certified system architect, then senior certified system architect, and then lead system, there are some other courses or certifications as well available in Pega, which has to do with decisioning, data science, and marketing certifications, which is another branch or a parallel branch which leads to the AI capabilities of Pega. This was a little bit overview of the problem. Now Pega, current version of Pega is 8.5, which is out GA, and it has a lot of functionalities to achieve what you need in a day-to-day life to solve a business problem using a software. Now I will speak about what is model driven and what is process management, how Pega is solving crushing complexity as Pega markets it, or brand building, and then I will also let you know how easy it is to learn and progress. So when we had this is a Pega as a technology is invented by American company with the name Pega Systems. I mean, something like you have Sun Microsystems, which came up with a programming language called Java. This is the company whose name is Pega, and it came up with a programming configurable framework, and it called itself Pega only. So this is something like that. We have other frameworks built on Java like Spring Boot framework, other ORM technology, Hibernate framework, where you have easy annotation based things to connect to DB and get the data. Similarly, Pega in 1983 imagined that I will come up with a technology, a framework of my own. The company name is Pega and the technology name is also Pega. Now there is a very big concept of what is framework, what is not framework. Rather than going there and deviating from the main line, I'll just bring you more focused. I'll just draw your focus more towards what we are going to achieve. Now, in this Pega was visualized by an person called Alan Treffler, the founder and the CEO, the brainchild. He has 35 patents of rule resolution, rule cache, and all those things on his name. And way back in 1983, they imagined it. First, this framework was, and the underlying code was C, then it became C++, and then again in 1993 somewhere, they brought down the system for 2 3 years, and the whole application was rewritten in Java. And then since then it is being used, and now again the whole application is being rewritten in a very different language, and the project is called Phoenix. It will be all microservice and um, better rendering things, all model driven UI, React, JS, Angular, and all things are there. So we will, as we go forward, we will keep diving deep and exploring more. So you understand one thing out of this, that this is this is a framework which is used to build applications, has been imagined long back, and from past 38 years it is still surviving, just because it is evolving and changing itself, and trying to sustain and cater to the market as and when need comes. A lot of software companies grow, come and die out, but this is sustained because this has a bigger vision, bigger roadmap, and this has kept itself changing and evolving. That's the reason when you see Pega, or you download the Pega Dev Studio, you will see that there is a hallmark which says that there is a watchword of the company which says build for change. Now, all those are bigger concepts, build for change and crushing complexity. We will slowly go there, but now let's start with this thing. So the topics which I will be covering today is uh, these things. What is this software used to crush complexity? What is Pega? And the better thing is, what is case management? Because everything starts with case management only, and it solves the problem. Now, suppose let's start with a very layman language example. You have some shop in your vicinity, in your neighborhood, where the shop owner is very, good, jovial, and there are a lot of customers. That is the single shop, and mm, lot of people come to purchase things. Now the whole family, the shopkeeper's whole family is uh, consumed into this throughout the day. Somebody is just writing inventory, uh, what is the scarcity, what do we need to replenish, biscuits are done, we need to order biscuits because the customers, we don't want to, customers to be unhappy. So okay, one person, his younger son, just keeps taking record of the inventory every time. The wife keeps on calculating every time, okay, this is the customer, and he or she has to pay so much, we have to return him so much. The main guy is always busy in selling. Okay, you want this, you want that, and sometimes his hands are so full and customers are so much in rush that he has to borrow hand from a helper as well. Now the main shopkeeper is busy catering physically to the, taking the request and catering. The younger son is busy always maintaining the inventory, replenishing it and ordering it at the right time. Wife is busy with the accounts, the elder son is busy with the marketing. Now this is a overview picture. Let's dive deep and structure the things, how everything happens. Suppose it is a robot. The whole uh, shop shop thing is, suppose, a mechanized computer thing, or let's say that it is a shop itself. Hmm? Now what is the first step? The first step is, a customer feels the need, I need to buy a biscuit. He gets out from the home, goes to the shop, and it goes, traverses, comes out of his home and sees that, okay, there is a shop. Fine, there are so many shops. Now he will come to a shop. He chose, okay, X, shop X I visit. In shop X he demands for a biscuit. So first thing is, customer feels the need, he comes out looking for biscuit. First step is going to the shop and asking for biscuit. Second step is, whom he asks? The shopkeeper, main owner. He says that, yes, I know where the biscuit is. He brings and gives it to him. This is step one, or stage one. I feel the need to buy a biscuit, I come to the shop, I ask for the biscuit, I get it. Now what should be the step two? Systematic, programmatically, how we used to write programs, no, structured programs, line by line. Okay, turn right, go straight, like that. We are defining the steps. So he comes, asks for the biscuit, takes the biscuit. Second step is pay the bill. So he moves to the next step, and there he encounters the shopkeeper's wife, who says that okay, the biscuit cost is 10 rupees. He tenders a 100 rupee bill, and then he gets $90 back. So in that, he had to, sorry about this. So in this, he had to, uh, second step is account. So he gets back his 90 rupees. Now the shopkeeper leaves. But my process did not end here. The step one was asking for biscuit, getting it. Step two is paying for it. Step three, step three is the younger son maintaining the inventory. That okay, I had 10 biscuits, one is sold. If the demand rises or whatever the situation may be, I always need to have 10 biscuits in my inventory. So he makes a note into his inventory register that okay, one biscuit is sold, we create a demand for one more biscuit from the wholesaler. So he makes a note of it. Okay, one sold, we need to replenish it with one. Third, this is the third thing where the inventory is managed and replenished. Okay, we needed 10, there was 11, one sold, we don't need to place another demand. Fourth step, as you remember, the elder son has to do marketing. So he sees that this is a new customer, or uh, an old customer only. He needs to have that satisfaction. Came, asked for the biscuit, paid for it. We did our back office work like maintaining the inventory. What should I do so that he comes again? He visits the shop again, even if he has the choice, or he does mouth publicity and brings other family folks and neighbors as well to this shop. So you'll, hey Mr. X, you purchased a biscuit, do you know next time when you purchase a biscuit we will give you 15% discount on that, and for today also you are not going empty handed, I gave you this scratch coupon in which you may win from rupees 1 to 10. Is happy. Not only this, whatever you purchased, if you need a bill, I don't tell you to carry a um, hard copy of the bill. We will send you a notification. Just register with us, give us your phone number, we will send you the bill, the email, the everything. Okay, customer says fine, I'll give you the phone number, send me the bill of this biscuit purchase, so that tomorrow if I want to produce it I can say that okay, this is authentic. So now in this process of somebody having a want to eat the biscuit and somebody having a want to sell the biscuit, these two things came together. Somebody needing it, somebody selling it. And in this, somebody needing and somebody selling, there are four steps involved. Till now, we only talked about day to day life, day to day business, what we do. We did not talk about software. So now this is the process. Everything comes every, and now we can give a number of examples. This was a very neighborhood example which everybody can relate to. If not, there are things like you give an interview for a company, there is a process. The first process is you will go through online. If you clear that, you go through a face to face interview. Third process is okay, you clear the, then there is negotiation of the amount. And then fourth process is you have to send your background verification documents. And then after that, if all this is clear, then there will be three requests raised. One for the manager to whose team you will be reporting, he will allocate a seat, so he or she will initiate the facilities request. Parallelly, you need to have assets like IT hardware and all those headphones, laptop. IT guy will get notified that Mr. Y is joining, and then these security guys will get informed about your ID card issuing and all those things. So all this day to day work is process driven. Each every time there has to be stages where you complete one, you go to next. You, if you are if you fail at next, there are backup mechanisms. Okay, you have to return from here or get out from here. Okay, come back again, there is an alternative path, XYZ. So either it is purchasing a biscuit or it is getting a job. All these involves lot of process, and when you try to achieve this process manually, physically, using hardbound paper and all those things, it will need lot of effort in terms of um, energy, and it will need lot of paperwork and manual maintenance. And whenever you need to solve or find something, it will be very hard to maintain. It will be very hard to maintain things. So manual paperwork, physical work is avoided. Now as I said, as I started with the example, the whole family of the shopkeeper is involved in this: the younger son, the elder son, the wife, and the shopkeeper himself. Sometimes he has to borrow help. What if all this process and catering to the customer can be done by a mere virtual existence of a software? Just you have to sit and click the button. Person comes, enters into the shop, picks up what he wants, goes through a door. That door reads the barcode of the biscuit. It gets it sends generates the bill, sends SMS, and that guy just brings out his Wi-Fi enabled credit card, just touches the machine, money is deducted, go out. Automatically one thing got out of your system and it is built. Inventory is automatically updated. No need to maintain a person to look for accounts, inventory, marketing, or sale purchase the operations. So this is how software is solving a problem. Now imagine you have to design a software to do all this using some of the traditional programming languages, C, C++, or for Java. You can't do all these things in Java because you need UI, you need to talk to backend to push and pull data, you need to do some service layer business logic. So front end you need to have some UI technology, HTML. Now HTML will not solve HTML will not give you all that rich look and feel, so you install some framework, struts. And now struts is also not solving all your problem. Your UI doesn't look that great, so you bring another third party framework on top of that, built on struts faces, Java server faces kind of thing. That is another UI framework, and you build struts, and then you write some buy some UI framework for good reach and feel. So you need a guy who is expert in these things. Okay, you build the UI. Now another guy you bring who is very good in building logic for business. Okay, one person asks for a biscuit. If he asks 20 biscuits, you have to give him a rebate, and automatically this rebate has to apply. So all this business logic, one person who will write in Java. Then there will be a person who will come with Spring and Hibernate framework, who will say that okay, when biscuit is sold and there is a billing which is completed, I have to update the DB. So he will write all those ORM technology, object relational mapping, push pull codings. Three four kind of technology you are using and tight stitching it. Spring have framework, Hibernate, Java, service layer, object oriented, Pojo Javas you will write, and helper classes, controller classes. So lot of loosely built things. And now suppose you solve this problem, you brought 5 developers and you coded for 3 months and you built it for one customer. Now next shop sees that okay, this guy has solved lot of problem, big problem. Why shouldn't I go and ask for the same software? No, there is no template available uh, that this software works for this customer, this shop. You just cast it and change and configure few things, and it is ready in 20 days for other shop. No, for other shop, again same 5 developers come, start building from scratch, do the things, have that shopkeeper name and bank account and different DB, different logo, and again start building again 3 4 months, 5 developers working in and day out, and then it's running. Now these, so, and same third shopkeeper, fourth shopkeeper, every time 4 months, 5 months, every time 4 months, 5 months, whatever. Suppose this shop becomes a chain like Reliance, and it has to scale globally, or let forget globally now, for let just focus that it has to scale in India in different cities, and every city it has to open 5 shop. And the system has to be so integrated that every time the inventory has to manage. Okay, in Kolkata biscuits are going down, we need, and in Bhubaneswar biscuits are more, so let's move. So that kind of scalability will fail if you try to build something out of it. Lot of maintenance effort will be put, lot of data centers and things will be required, and any change, this was scalability and robustness. Any change, suppose you want to make your process change, no, the customer who visits first directly cannot enter the shop to pick up the biscuit he wants. He has to go through thermal screening first and his temperature check. And if you want to incorporate that change, you have to change it for all the copies of the application which you build for all the shops. And again, if the shop is chain business, retail chain owner, you have to do it for all of the chains spread throughout the country. Change will become a difficult thing to manage. You need an army of developers to come, sit, code, test, release, and all those things. So all these monotonous things, you get out of college, you read a lot of Java, you try to code, understand the enterprise architecture, then you come code for 5 months, and then you cannot scale and you cannot make it robust. And when there is a change, you just cry like anything. So lot of time and energy invested in learning the technology itself, and the delivery is so difficult. No, I cannot give. Just the shopkeeper comes and says that I need to add thermal screening and I want to input the temperature of every person who is visiting my shop. No, it is a big change, it will need 2 months to make, and there is a lot of coding involved. I need to find a developer who will understand the sit and understand the code first. And oh, these were the petty examples, micro examples I was talking about, the shop and the shopkeeper and the things like that. Imagine big manufacturing business, some company called J, and it manufactures medical equipments for all the hospitals, like the nebulizer, the thermometers, and every medical equipment which is needed, the oxygen cylinder or whatever, the movable bed. And it has manufacturing unit in a country C, and then it has R&D unit in another country which is A, and it has market in a very different country which is I. So all this has to manage and on a very large scale. And tomorrow there is some R&D which is in place for the medical equipments, you need to change or add to your process, it fails. So I would like to quote here Henry Ford, who designed this assembly line. Earlier, how cars was being built was in a very different way. With the invention of assembly line, that was a very great invention of our modern times of industrialization. When invention of assembly line, it solved lot of problems. Earlier, one car was being delivered. If you are a king, you place a request for a car and it gets delivered to you in 1.5 year. Now it's so much demand of the world, you get your car delivered in months. And if you go for a out of the a league car which is not so much in demand, you get it delivered in hours. Just walk to the showroom, they will give you. Now it's just not that it is available, the manufacturing process has been made so better, optimized, evolving, scalable, robust. All these are keywords, and it has a very big explanation, and you keep learning throughout your IT career what is IT career, what is robustness, what is scalable, and what is expansion. And that's how we bring in software to solve business problems. So our thing should be to learn to cycle faster. When I learn to cycle faster, the goal should be to reach places 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer daily. Our goal should be to learn riding motorbike faster. You shouldn't spend 1 year in learning the motorbike itself, because then next year you will start going visiting places, and third year you will gain confidence to go on a road trip, right? So that's the problem Pega is solving. This is the first time I tried to use what problem Pega is solving and what complexity is it is crushing. You will have to have things and the understanding so easy, the coding and fixing and the configuration. Apart from coding, now we are calling it configuration. What you will have to do will be so easy and so intuitive, so model driven, that you will learn to configure it faster. You will focus all your energy in solving any business problem, the call center problem, the sales problem, the insurance problem, finance problem, healthcare problem, claim settlement problem, and so much. So many companies are there in the world which need software to crush complexity and streamline their process, have a record, and make things profitable. Again, our shopkeeper example, 4 persons are required to do something which a software will do. You invest 10 lakh rupees in a software and you are making life easy for 3 persons at least. Imagine the cost of sustaining 3 persons for a year. It might sound cheap compared to 10 lakh software. Next year onwards, you will see that keeping 3 persons for doing a monotonous trivial job, it's becoming costly. So the there are so many problems which are which has to be focused on. So people were spending a lot of time in learning programming and technology itself to solve the problem, that the problems were standing still with standing still for so long. So Pega came up with this idea that we will not let anybody spend time in learning the software or configuring the programming language, configuring the software or learning the programming language. We will make things easier for developer. Why? Because he spends less time in learning and energy. He is more motivated in solving complex business problems or the world problems. That's the goal and the vision with which Pega started, and that is the main focus of it. Now if it has to make things easier to learn for people who are from programming background or not programming background, it has to make everything visual and draggable and droppable. I could cite an example here. When Steve Jobs used to, when he designed his iPhone, intelligent phone, smartphone, he used to call, he used to get it tested by a 6-year-old kid. He used to hand over the phone to a 6-year-old kid, and he used to watch what that kid is pressing. And when he's pressing, there is something popping up, some application is opening, and he's happy. Again he waited that what how the kid is able to find what he wants, and he presses that. That's how representative icons came, the YouTube icon, red color triangle, or the WhatsApp icon, green color circle. So the kid liked to watch videos, so he always pressed that YouTube icon, and that's how he understood that, okay, intuition. You just, something inside you comes and you pick up your finger and you touch, and something opens and it plays, and that's what you like. So you don't have to spend a lot of time. Imagine if the small year 6-year kid had to press buttons and send SMS to watch video. Will he ever do that? No. After passing standard 10th, he would be able to do that. So things has, so this is called model driven. What I explained is model driven. When you open your Android phone, you have icons, you press, it opens. It gives an intuition, what is to be done, what is to be pressed, what is to be clicked, what is to be elongated by mouse. Hold your mouse, click your mouse there and here. Intuition, it comes automatically. You click on link and you find, okay, I can do this from here. It is like model driven means navigating any website. The first time you visit Facebook or any other famous social media application, oh, you click this, you click this, there's a like button. Intuition drives you to click and do things on your own. The software drives you to do the things what you want, and you discover and you go. You don't need to sit beside and learn anything. You don't need to sit. Remember the time, did you ever had to sit beside someone to ask him to teach you how to operate Facebook or code Quora or anything? No, right? You just saw and learned. So this is what Pega wants, and that's how they are telling that it is low code application software building. And it should be learned intuitively, and automatically you will get to learn when you see the problem and when you have the intent to solve the problem. Automatically it will come from you, okay, I should do this, this will show this. Earlier we used to spend so much time in HTML and Java layer just to show a table. All those things will be ready for you as a model, as a widget. You drag and drop and you configure it. Configure it means connect to a DB via clicking some buttons, you get the data. That's it. So you don't have to spend time and energy in building those things to show. You just need time to think in why to show this, where to show this for a business. You just need to think why, how is solved, how problem Pega has solved. A lot. That's how it is called low app code builders. That's where Pega is expecting citizen developers. It is expecting any graduate, any person who has intent, who is from a non-programming backward to come background, and come and see the software and build it and solve the problem. There are, so whenever there are things which are very good and not understood in totality, there are things which goes onto the market. It is easy, configurable, it is a tool. Yes, it is easy to learn. But this easy to learn things sometimes become very complex when you see the real business problem of the world to solve it. It becomes very, very tough to solve those real problem using this engineering asset which you get. Imagine you are given a hammer and you are given a, you know, a nail, and using this hammer and nail you have to break a whole building. How difficult it will become. So at that time you need to scale your engineering tool, and apart from having a hammer and nail, you need to have a JCB with a big iron ball which will break the walls and the building. So that is what Pega has brought to you. When you want it micro, it will become hammer and nail. When you want to solve bigger problem, when it is a macro, it will become like a JCB machine with a big iron ball hanging to break the walls. So the yes, it is easy for citizen developers to learn, but at the same time the expectation is, if I saved lot of your time and energy in learning it, I expect you to solve bigger problems and soon and faster. And change is very easy. Remember the example of Reliance Retail which I told, it has spread throughout the country and everywhere you need to add something. So you just need to plug in and plug out some things. Like you don't want one bulb, you just remove it from the holder or switch off the button. So that is what is called model driven, and that is what it is called modular. If you build a house and you build concrete walls, tomorrow you want to expand the room or bring the wall nearer, you have to break it and the whole structure shakes. Suppose this wall is built out of a movable cardboard which is fit inside on the rails. You move it, adjust it. It is modular, movable, one wall. You can adjust as per your needs. You don't want one bulb, switch it off. If you don't want to keep it there, just switch it off. Extra thing, you just remove the bulb and throw it out or put it into different room. That is what it is called modular. Everything can be changed, plugged in and removed when the need comes. That is what it is called model driven, and that is what Pega framework is. It is model driven. Everything you have small models built, small widgets built, something like widgets. Widget is not a technical term. Widget and model driven are two very different things, but I'm just taking a wrong analogy to get some idea. Yes, you bring this. Okay, I want to see the dashboard. Pick the dashboard, paste it here. Dashboard is seen. Now this dashboard needs data. Okay, you need to connect it to the DB. There are buttons. Click the button, connect. Now what data, how many columns, how many rows, depends on the business. How easy it is to change for the end user. Another good example of Pega is end user is able to change it. You don't need to go and ask for developer anytimes. Imagine the shopkeeper example, and you wanted to add a screen thermal thing whenever some customer enters into it. The software will empower. If it is built into Pega, it will empower him to make that change himself. His elder son will come one day, 1 hour, and he will make that change, and it will be effective. So all this is called crushing complexity. So many complex and bigger things will be solved using Pega easily. So your intent is to focus on learning it easily and start practicing faster, so that you can drive to bigger goals, solve bigger problems. Now, much ado about everything. This was all what I explained about the concept. If you go by a little theory, I just wanted to show you that our focus will be on certified system architect first, software to crush complexity, and little bit now I spoke in the same way about what is Pega. I'll speak more about what is Pega, and when I get to know what is Pega, the first thing which Pega uh, gives you or starts with is case management. So that same example of shopkeeper, people, person, one person coming asking for a biscuit, going for accountancy, inventory management, marketing. So this was a process, it has steps involved. I manage it through software, but this has to happen for every customer who comes, right? Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z, Mr. P. So if the software is trying to handle this, software needs to have a class, right? If you want to build this in Java, you need to have a customer class. Similarly, Pega says that, okay, forget about all those class on things. This is a case. This is a process. Call it case. So this is case. Customer coming, asking for biscuit, getting billed, inventory getting managed, marketing thing into place. So this is a case. What could be another case? What could be another case? Another case could be, you know, I am opening, uh, you know, there is a dispute management. Suppose I bought a biscuit, I paid, inventory managed, marketing happened, I went home, I split the packet, I mean, I opened the packet to consume the biscuit, and I found that it is rotten, or it is expired, out of date, or some leak was there in the biscuit, it is destroyed. Now you got the SMS of the billing, and in that SMS there was a link, dispute. Click on that, click the picture of the biscuit, record a video, upload it. It will come to the uh, shopkeeper. He will say, yes, this is the inventory number of my biscuit, I sold this, approved. It will go to the biscuit manufacturing company. Biscuit manufacturing company will have its own case start. So one case is coming, buying, taking home. Second case is, oh, if I took home, it is destroyed, how do I now get my money back, refund, or to get a new product or replacement? So that will be another case, dispute management. So all these kinds of things are called case management in Pega. And micro things we first take, small things first, focus on coming, buying, and paying. Next we will focus on dispute. Third we will focus on dispute settlement. Fourth we will focus on uh, dispute settle yeah, the fourth I will focus on refund. So these are small things which one at a time will be taken care, and these small things are called case. And to manage these things we call case management. And all this process of case management is another Pega term. They are calling it micro journey. It's a journey. You start from your home, you come, buy biscuit, be happy, smile, pay money, go back. This is a small journey of a customer. We are empowering them, feeling that you have done a very good thing. It is a small micro journey. It is worldly term, micro journey. In Pega terms, this is handled in the software term, or in the Pega term, it is handled by another uh, um, word which is called case management. And this case management again will be done. It's a technical term. Pega does that case management, buying, selling, updating, on all those things. So this is where. Now, how do we crush complexity? I just want to focus on this few lines which is from a customer who is trying to explain the problem. So he has a lot of products, and he has a tangled system. Tangled system means there is a dispute which has arisen, that is a different bank and altogether different process. There is a refund which will trigger very differently, that is another company which handles refund. And there is a third company which just sells the things. Now shift the focus from shopkeeping and come to a telecom giant, for example A, which is in our country, and understand it has towers, it has tower sharing, it has billing, it has marketing, it has promotion, and a whole range of things which has to be taken care. So mark the words, deluge of products. You know, a company has DTH, a company has internet services, a company has telecommunication services, a company has an app which, you know, brings in what is that called, music music apps. It will you can set hello tune, caller tune, and all those things. So deluge of products, tangled systems, each and, you know, I am a company and I do not start selling everything on the first day. I sell some things and later on I become rich and I acquire small companies. So rather than me building, I acquire a company and a product, and I want to bring this into my software. Demanding customers, small things. You don't want to recharge 598 because come from A, because company J gives you the same thing in 545. Expansion to 5G, right? Like I said, now the customer wants to enter the shop, but the shopkeeper says that take his temperature before. So now 5G is coming. You have to scale the hardware and the software, everything, and all the apps and the Android and the compatibility. If these challenges sound familiar, Pega can help. This, see, this I was explaining from that time what Pega can do and Pega can help. Imagine writing and scaling this in Java. So I don't say that company A and company J utilizes Pega, and if they don't utilize Pega, they will be gone. No, there are other products like Pega which are model driven and configurable in the world. Oracle apps long ago they used to do in a particular domain, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, SAP, like that. ServiceNow is another application, web based, configurable, but it is mainly focusing on ticketing. Pega is a configurable application which caters to different strata of business, as I told, even for a shopkeeper retailer, even for a healthcare, even for finance or insurance domain. Any domain you put Pega framework is utilized to build software and crush complexity across domains. So that is where Pega is. And mm, there was a line which was being said about Pega, and the CEO mentioned it like, if you have ever called to a call center in past 20 years of your life, it is for certain and sure that you would have interacted with an agent who was using Pega CRM to solve your problem. So, or Pega CRM is another very big. If we have Microsoft ka CRM and other CRMs also in products, so the world needs more, and only Pega can solve it. I'm not saying that Pega solves it in a better, advanced, optimized way. This is best. And there are other data, Forrester and other data available, which says that this is more advanced, more functionality, and more feasible, and better things like that. Other applications and products are also there which are configurable. People use it. So, yeah, this Ernst and Young is also have one framework too. None of the companies are asking to code in Java and C now anymore and have struts and HTML and Angular JS. Rather than they are using it and making it a framework and using it to solve problem. Create seamless experience, the front office to your team behind the scenes. And front office, like the person comes to buy a biscuit, the front office, he will just place a he will just place one request, that is front office, through any website, like you buy a insurance policy or product. Backend, like backend verification happens and you get a policy generated delivered to your mail. So that's what this is being spoken about here. If these challenges sound familiar, Pega can help create seamless experience across channels while keeping costs down. Connect the old to the new, the front office to your team behind the scenes. So connect the old to the new. You just built your front end in the Pega and your back end is suppose IBM Z framework. No need to worry. Pega has that capability that it can connect to your legacy systems as well, which are built old. You don't want to retire it now, slowly want to retire, and the business should not stop. Pega will give you good integration points to come and plug and make a big complicated CSP business simpler, more agile. This has to do with customer. One journey at a time. See, I was telling you, one journey at a time. First, come buy the biscuit, go back home. This is one journey. Found the biscuit rotten, raise a dispute. That is another journey, and that is another case. Now when the dispute is raised and it is authentic, the company issues refund. Now refund will be via bank because he paid through a card. So that is another journey, and that will be taken care in the fourth process, and we will have another case management. Not every customer will face this, no. So this journey and this micro journey and case, all these are hooked up together, tied and dependent, and they proceed. That's how real digital transformation happens. And now the word which I was looking from that time was, remember, manually maintaining registers and updating the account and keeping your record of sale and purchase. This is what Pega is doing, digital transformation. And see, digital transformation, Java and HTML were all doing, but how complex it was. It was non-scalable, non-robust, so difficult to make a change, have an army of developers. So digital transformation is easier said than achieved. A lot of companies failed to achieve it. And you might have an experience with IRCTC at 10 o'clock when you have to book Tatkal. It came down like anything. So that online thing was not at all helping. So that digital transformation is not at all realized. Later on they understood how to scale, and they brought in frameworks and distributed systems, and something like Pega is there, and they solved it. And they found, okay, we can scale up to even 1 lakh people log in at a particular time, we are not going down. So this is digital transformation with crushing complexity. We have organized this booklet to, okay, now this is something because it was a client. So I now, not only this, as I told you, the elder son of the shopkeeper goes to the guy and understands that this guy is somewhat very good, and I need to give him 1 rupee rebate every time he visits, or give him a scratch coupon, and this will make me happy. But he cannot apply this to the same guy. Someone might not like a cashback or a scratch coupon. Someone might like a small souvenir, a token, or a cup, or a card, or a calendar for his home. So based on different person, if you want to win the customer and retain it, You need to decide dynamically, understanding the person. Human beings is very good in doing this. Imagine if you give this capability to a software, and that is what Pega says, that we have this capability, and we call it decisioning. As I told you, the hierarchy, the straightforward hierarchy is CSA, CSSA, CLSA, and there is a parallel AI things like Pega decisioning certified system architect, and then data scientist, and uh, other things, marketing, and all those. So those certifications and those capabilities will lead you to AI empowerment of the Pega and decision hub. So now, get work done. This is what we were doing. Get work done more efficiently with intelligent automation. Legacy system, you have to update your customer detail in Pega system because you purchased Pega new, but it also has to update in your warehouse, which is built into different technology like DOS or .NET. They built it, the old systems, which is retiring now. So we have robot capabilities in Pega, which will, if you update the name and address of a person in application built on Pega, the robot will automatically trigger an update into the legacy system. So this is things, and it will send notification XYZ, and everywhere it is reflecting, and done. So that's it. And here, while empowering business, see what are we doing by using this software and making it available readily, getting it delivered readily in 30 days for any customer. We are empowering the business, we are streamlining the process, we are making more profit and making things easier, scalable, robust, built for change, and IT with low code at enterprise scale. See, this is the keyword, enterprise scale. Each word has a lot of meaning, and it takes a lot of experience to get the feel of it. So low code means it is for you, the developer, who will be empowered to code less and configure more, to understand how to, like the in childhood we used to puzzle. There was a tiger or an elephant or a lion, and the plastic jumble where it was jumbled all, and slowly you used to move the square brackets to complete the picture or fix the picture here and there to make look like a lion. That is the puzzle, and that is what we will be doing in Pega, and that is what we are calling it low code. You don't need to go cut out do a cutout and then polish and paint and bring it. Cut out and polish and painted things, plates will be available. You just have to fit the plate, and it is so model driven and low code that only plates which are complementary will fit into each other. For example, a very raw analogy would be a car steering. You cannot fit at the place where the wheels are there. Neither you can pull out the wheels and put in the place of steering. You cannot put the roof of the car when you are building a car into the windshield, right? And windshield you cannot put it as a roof. So Pega stops that when you are going to do that, and that is what we call a framework and model driven. Whatever where plugs in and fits there, it there only it will fit. You need to find out what is the best place to fit and achieve my things in a faster way, so that tomorrow if somebody has to change, he doesn't have to destroy anything. That is what we are focusing on, and it is called low code. You need to be very, very smart in configuring Pega and at enterprise scale. So this is what is about case management. If I read, it would be very boring. I just explained you that what case management is. And see, like I was saying, frequently asked by esteem, this is what one of the customers said about Pega. So and what best than a customer to bring an example. Now, literally, let me read it first, line by line. Frequently asked by esteemed colleagues that what exactly is case management? And I think this is the question which you would be having in your mind. Why should I care about it? These questions often come from people with great experience in other areas of enterprise software, such as customer relationship management. Many technologies, including cloud-based CRM platforms like Salesforce.com, often include a case management capability. So why is there so much confusion? Now, what exactly is case management? It is simple. Not all case management is created equal. In evaluating other technologies, the case is often little more than a data object designed for ticketing and tracking. So like I told, ServiceNow does case management, but it does only in one uh, area, which is ticketing. You need something from the organization, you log a ticket. Salesforce, best in tracking, but Pega takes everything, whether it is ticketing, tracking, solving dispute, or selling, marketing, all. It includes all. It is something which will, it is one size which will not ask you to fit, but the size will customize based on your needs. So it says this line is important. Case management is so much more than just a task tracker. So don't consider it as a task tracker. It is a management. You need to send notification when the purchase is done. You need to update the inventory. You need to deduct the money. You need to do a marketing. You need to remind him it's been very long. You bought a biscuit. Come and buy again. So it is not task tracking. Person is coming, selling, buying, paying money, going. These are the tasks which I did. No, no, no. It is more than task tracking. It is management and all the things. Management is a very big, very abstract word. You can include everything inside it. So it is management. Yeah, mail notification, inventory, AI, all those things has to be done, and it can be returning, dispute raising, all those things. On an enterprise level, it is key component that orchestrates complex human and machine work from end to end. See, this is the important line. Orchestrates complex human and machine work from end to end. See, human work, all the four people of the shopkeeper are involved in doing some work which is human, which can be done by a machine. But if you remember, the elder son has lot of insights and he understands the person, and based on the person he gives the marketing offering, either a scratch card or a calendar to keep on his home, or a next time offer. So this is complex human behavior which he is taking care of, and this can be done by Pega. And machine work like normal, giving the biscuit, taking money, and updating the inventory, that is also done from Pega. And end to end means you come to home, you say that the biscuit is rotten, you raise a dispute, it is settled, it is authentic, you get the money back in your account. So this is end to end experience, start to finish, and everything we do by a small step, and that is called a journey. And every journey is called a micro journey, and that micro journey is broken into micro journey, and that micro journey has case management at its back in every small thing to deliver and drive the outcomes that you and your customer demand. Plus is capable of dynamically handling any exceptions to those intended outcomes the way. So slowly, if I try to speak more about all these things, every word has a meaning. Let's quickly focus on how it begins. How it begins is again, these are technical terms like process, task, and all these are things. I'll give you better visualization of the things. So this is how it looks. One second. I think I click. Yes. So I was speaking about the robotics process to update your legacy system or to do monotonous work every day, which you do using clicking the mouse. Process: come, buy, purchase, go. Data: your data to do analytics and to prevent it from leaking. Integration: payment services. For that example, you buy a biscuit, go through a door, and automatically money gets detected, and that will be done by some bank called SB. Logic: if he purchases the biscuit, then only deduct the money, otherwise no. If he is keeping the card in his pocket and passing through that door and none of the objects are picked, or any object which is picked but the barcode is missed, all those things take care here. Logic. AI: the elder son which is doing marketing, building, intelligent, reminding, come here, your birthday is there, we are offering you with biscuit one tea. All those AI, human behavior prediction. Taking care of the error beforehand or suggesting what to do when you are in a problem, when you are difficult, you have difficulty in deciding, this guy will pitch in. People: happy customers. So only Pega combines all of these capabilities on a unified platform, only one platform. Don't need to go look for Java, Struts, Spring, Hibernate, Angular, React, Python, etc. I have heard big applications being built in Java, but to do AI we are using Python. Are one technology you are using to do something else, another technology you are doing to cater to this technology. You need to have various diverse developers, and both cannot talk and understand each other. They will say that it is your problem, you solve it. So this all comes into Pega. Everything is Pega. Now I'll try to skip the slide, and apart from so much speaking, I would like just like to show you how Pega looks. So this is where I'll just get out from it and log in again. So this is a personal edition which I have installed on my system, and this is how it appears. and it doesn't mean that it appears like this always. You can change anything. This logo, this login machine, this thing, everything is customizable. This is plain out of the box application as you get, like the water filter. And now you, or like any refrigerator you buy, and then you paint the refrigerator in your home, you stick something there, your hand pen, your daughter's painting, you stick there and you customize it. You paint it inside, you want to keep some things inside which is for your daughter, and some things, customization. So all these can be customized. I get, so this is developer studio. This is not an application I am logging in. I am logging into a framework which will help me build an application. So I log in. And similar to eclipse we used to start and run projects and do coding on this area. So this is the utilities area, this is your recent actions, and this is your work area where you will work. It is all displayed in UI, human intuition driven, button clickable things where you will configure, not like old eclipse where you will get to see java abcd and languages like that. It will all be button clickable. This is what is called model driven. So now if I am here, this is where I start my case management, and I start with a case type. So this is how we do it, and it is taking a time because lot of things goes in the background which will be ready made for you, and my case is created. So shopkeeper case I created, and as you can see, I'm here. So this is data model. Now data model, when you are on a shop and see customer coming and tendering you the amount, so there will be a property to hold the amount, so that you defined here amount. Returned amount, okay, he gave 100 rupees, I have to return 90 rupees. Another, what is sold, product sold, biscuit, all those things you come and define here. This is the workflow, the thing I was talking about. Like first step will be purchase. In this purchase, I visit the store. Visit store, one second. I visit store. Then again, I ask for biscuit. Ask for biscuit. Now pay bill. This is the step. Now this is what I will be doing. What shopkeeper will be doing. This stage doesn't end here. Inventory. Here we will do update. After you update the store, you place request for replenish, and then you know pay to wholesaler. Third thing will be marketing. Here, tender offer, something like that, and all those like this. I just do like only tender offer here, and then this will be a resolution stage. Here I will notify, uh, send SMS or ask for feedback. Ask feedback, or if the feedback is wrong, take care of it via alternate stage. Or when you went paid bill and went home and then you found the biscuit wasn't, so dispute, raise dispute, right? So this is an optional alternate process, alternative stage, as you can see. So something which is not in a daily step course, which is not normal, something which happens once in a while. So once you bought and went home and you came here, and then you have to notify like this. It is I just want you to focus on how easily we start. Actually, it is much more than what I'm showing you. There is lot of best practices involved in naming how many number of stages you should have, what should be the name of the stage, what should this is called stage name. This is case life cycle. Whole this thing is called case. The case is divided into stages. Stage 1, as you can see, connecting. Stage 3. Now if this is a resolution stage and we mark it as resolution stage, I think we can mark it here. So I'll just find out where to mark resolution. Resolve the case. If we save this, a red line will appear under this. So this is the power of Pega. Everything is done. You see and you question everything. Why this is green? What does it mean? If it is green, why it is looking like a clipboard? If this is the stage, how two stages are connected. So every visual representation you should question. What is these three dots? What should happen when I click on this? There are this hamburger, not hamburger, this is called meatballs, vertical meatballs or something. How, what I can do from here? So see, this is a resolution state, means my case is closing here, so red. Alternate stage will have a different color, and so more, so forth, and so many things. You define it, and once you define, it is as easy for me to start. I'll just jot down the process, what is to be done. I write it. Now these are the case level settings which we will come later as we go on, not everything to be spoken now. And test cases. Now the stages are defined. I go right click, open to the stage, and here I see all my 4 stages, and this is the purchase flow. This is the first thing which will happen after I ask for the biscuit. And now you dive deep. You start with case, you jot down your process, name the cases, and each stage will now split into each processes or the tasks. Small task, micro level. Bigger thing is purchasing biscuit, going back home. In this thing, you do this purchasing biscuit in 4 stages. Never thought when I was buying biscuit in shop that this could be broken down into 4 stages. So purchase this biscuit into 4 stages, and in this thing you take the bill, you mark it. You take the bill, you mark it. And these are the small tasks, and everything will be managed. And finally you come to this level. Now this is the high level things which are defined, and now we go to the low level, slowly diving deep, something like delving in deep. And now you visit the store, you define flow action. This is called flow rule. This is called flow action. And then in this flow action you define how it should look, the look and feel. So there is one application which I have built, and it is still in progress, so I would just like to launch for. So this is the application which I was trying to build, and as you can see there are different type of icons. Each and everything has a different meaning, and we are taking care of the things. So now how it will look to the end user who wants to purchase online. So I'll just try to launch a case here. See, I was trying to book an event. As I told, it is not only for buying biscuit. This was just an example. Nobody builds a software for managing shops. So this is how it looks when I go to book an event. Suppose you are using Book My Show, and you select the hall, you pay the money, you come back, and then you visit. Only front end you use, but there is a lot of application which is in the back end as well, which takes care of the things. Just a second, let it launch. Hmm. So looks like, yep, did it yes. So this is how, this is your work area. This is the utility area. From here you can select what to do. You want to see the dashboard, you want to see what is the work under your basket. Work under your basket is like how many billing is waiting for your approval. You want to notify about some customer, he was very rude, he was very good, I know him. And these are other things which we will talk as we grow. For now, I want to book an event, and this is the place where I will get my sections to build. And next when you go, you will have some data entry things. It is all blank cases for now. So something like this. And then there is ECS structure, cake layer structure, app studio. Lot of things are there. If I try to jumble more, it will be like hodgepodge. So as we learn, we will try to get to, first we learn the harder way in Pega, and then we will come to app studio, which is doing the same thing in a easier way. So as you can see, there are three types of studio here. Like we use studio to make pictures, no, where every shooting and editing and recording happens. Similar thing which we will be doing here to make an application, shooting, recording. So admin studio to monitor your application, dev studio to design it. And now if you want to design it faster and no more complexity is involved, do it easier way from scratch, this is app studio which we have opened. So if you go to the app studio, if you see the overview, there is something like this one, which is okay. We cancel this. Yeah, this one. So this is the cake layer structure, easy structure of Pega, which we will discuss about. So this is a built-on application. Beauty of Pega is it has built-ons, and you can. Now this is one more important concept which I just want to deal before we dive deep into case management. And later on, we will only talk rules, data transform, activity, rest, this, that. These are the basic concepts. First, we need to have this in mind, a bigger picture. It makes things easier. So this is the Pega platform, this green color one. Here it is. On top of that, there is a UI kit. If I hover over, you see how it is there coming here. Now, on top of that, I have built an application, framework application called FSG. On top of that, on framework application, I have built this booking application. See, I hover over and how it is going away and coming back. So this small pink color, like cake layer structure. When you buy a cake from a shop, the base layer is bread. On top of that, or you see burger, the base layer is bread. On top of that, you put tomatoes. On top of that, you put onions. On top of that, you put cucumbers. So how many layers? Base layer is bread, onion, second layer, third layer tomato, fourth layer cucumber, fifth you put mayonnaise sauce, and then sixth you put another top up bread. Now when you eat the burger, you get a taste of everything. Okay, first bread, the last bread, in between tomato, onion, cucumber, and mayonnaise sauce. So every person, so this is the piece of pie we call. So Pega will be built like that. What everybody needs will be very below. What few people will need will come on top. Again, very few people, what they will need will come on top of that. And the Reliance store Hyderabad needs something, or Reliance store Sydney needs something, that particular store will be on top. But Reliance store Sydney will need something very specific, so it will be built on the top, but it should also use, or it also need things which every other Reliance store or any other retail chain needs. So those will be lying below. So it will get pieces of the things from below and specific things from its own layer. So it will build only for its particular store, but it also wants to do inventory, marketing, and account management, which any other store does. So this is how we will build Pega application. And that was a little bit know-how and look and feel about Pega application. I give a rest to my voice here, and I'll be stopping the presentation. Thanks a lot. Any questions are welcome.